right, boys, where we headed?
Temple.
Temple.
Is that where it's at?
Temple, Texas.
Temple, Texas.
Some car meetup?
So their gathering is on Tuesday, when ours is like Wednesday, and then Austin Air Coolers is Thursdays. So we're gonna go down there and support them and see what this is all about. You guys have been once before?
Martin and I went. We had it was an adventure. We had to tow a bus with Jerry, so that was always a good time.
Yeah, hopefully we're not gonna tow anybody today. So
yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're getting some of the iron out. I'm driving Kennedy today, and Tommy's driving the '68.
Kennedy's a '63. What color is
Anthracite.
it? Anthracite. And then we got Tommy's fast car over here too.
Savannah Beige.
Yeah.
Savannah Beige.
Yeah, so Tommy's going down the highway, and I'm on my little 40 horse.
It floored.
The place we're going to name is Rylander's, has delicious onion rings. Remember how good they were?
Down.
Oh, I'm getting hungry. We better go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woohoo!
It's a busy corridor. You got cars just zooming past us. You can see Gary back there. He's running caboose. We're about 20 minutes away from Rylander's. You can see Tommy's up there. It's hard for him to go this slow. Tommy really would like to be going much faster with that fuel-injected Beetle of his. He's like, come on, Matt, go faster. This is as fast as hell they can go. We're doing about 60.
Volkswagen Beetle. Driving down the Autobahn in my supersonic Volkswagen Beetle. Been around the world 1,000 times in my supersonic Volkswagen Beetle. Traveling faster than the speed of light in my supersonic Volkswagen Beetle. There's no speed limit, everyone can feel it, so just you watch me go. Street side devour at 1 trillion miles an hour, even I can never know what idiots they must be.
This is third Tuesday Volkswagen gathering here at Rylander's in Temple, Texas, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a dozen Volkswagens here tonight, Ira.
Right, it's a few here. Yeah, it's a few nice looking Volkswagens, and I normally don't come out because I'm too old and too weak.
Well,
but I drank the Budweiser, and my energy just jumped to the max. I said, I'm coming out here tonight.
Yes. Well, and who this is the man right here. This is Ira. Ira's been around. Well, we don't say how long you've been around.
Yeah. I came.
We don't
here,
want to do about that, do we?
Yeah. No, I came here in '90. In 1990.
So tell us, how did you get into Volkswagens?
Well, I was in Europe. I was in the Army.
Right.
I was in the Army in Europe, and didn't have no transportation. And I met a guy one day, and he was in the Volkswagen.
Okay.
And I said, hey, man, I'd like to have a Volkswagen, but I don't want no bug. And he said, you don't want a bug? He said, well, what else is there? I said, well, I want that station wagon. I like the station wagon. I started looking. I was working with like 40-some Germans.
Right.
And I told them I wanted a station wagon. They said, well, what is that? They said, a station wagon. I said, no, a variant.
Variant. That's what they call them in Germany, variants.
So when I looked in all the papers, they were everywhere. And I was buying them and selling them, really, and fixing them up for a few hundred marks.
You were doing this when you were in the Army over there.
Yes.
Is there a side hustle when you're in the Army?
Yeah, side hustle. I had about 6 or 7 cars at one time in Germany, right?
On the base?
On base. At 6 or 7 cars, and it was all insured. Then there was a provision that said if you had a hobby, you could pursue your hobby, but the rule was you could only have 2 cars.
Okay.
But if it was my hobby, and I could have more than 2.
So Uncle Sam said, hey, as long as it's your hobby, you can have as many.
You can have as many as you want.
That's the best rule I ever heard.
It was in the regulation. So I found that in the regulation and showed it to them, and they said, and I showed all my cars, and I had American tags. And matter of fact, these are the tags that was on my 66 notchback, and it was white in Germany.
So that would be a plate that you would have in
Right.
Germany, but since you were in the military there, it had the USA stamping.
Right,
on it.
right.
I'll be darned. Okay.
Right. And that was one of my plates on my 66 notchback.
So we're standing in front of your variant here.
Uh-huh.
What year is this one?
Now this is a 64.
64.
Yes,
Now
64.
is this one you got when you were in Germany? You brought it back?
No. I have a 62 notchback though that I bought in Germany, and I drive it on occasions. And I used to drive it all over the place, you know,
Right.
stuff like that. But now this is becoming my. Been working on this and fixing this up.
So this is the 64.
Yes.
Now, so what's the story on this one? So you did not get this one.
No. I
You
didn't
got
get
this
it.
one.
Actually, I bought it in Colorado.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I was hiking up in Colorado, and we came across.
You were hiking in a junkyard. That's what you were doing.
5 mile hike. It was a short hike, right? And up at Manitoba Springs up there, whatever, right? And we found it, and it was in the creek.
This
creek
car
bed.
was in the creek bed?
It was in a creek bed. I made the coordinations with some people, and we dragged it out of there, and we put it on the truck, and I brought it on down here to Killeen.
And since you already know, you had some history on
Yes,
these
yes.
variants or station
Right. And
wagons.
I had plenty extra parts
Right.
and stuff too, you know.
So, okay, so this is a straight up, did they import these N64 into the United States? They didn't, did they?
No, only a few for showroom.
Okay.
You know, because they came out in 61. And
In Germany,
yes,
61.
yes, 61 in Germany. But they only brought a few in the United States for import, and a couple a couple of people bought them, militaries, and had them, and they brought them over and
brought
dropped
'em
them.
back, okay.
And that's kind of like what happened with this one.
So you think that's what happened? This is a military,
Right,
somebody in the military in Germany?
Yes, someone in the military at the Air Force at the academy up in Colorado somewhere.
Makes sense, yes.
Had that thing out there, and they drove it around, and they drove it until it stopped.
Okay.
And
then they put it in a
that's
creek
where
bed.
it was on the back. It was on some, and it was in a semi, creek bed.
It was in pretty rough shape when you got
Yeah,
it.
it was in pretty rough shape. The heater channels were all gone. I had to replace. I did all that myself. And I'm a novice welder, you know, I'm a beginner, you know,
Right.
and reading books and everything,
Sure.
you know, so, and practicing and burning a few houses down while I'm welding and stuff.
So
And
you had
the
to do some
floors.
serious metal work on this
Yeah,
too. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now what about the motor on this? You said this is still 6
Yes,
volt too, right?
yes, this is still 6 volt. I've, pretty much done a lot of stuff in the back. I got my ammo box in there. I keep my guns and
There
ammo
you
in
go.
there, right?
You got an ammo box right there.
For the
Oh, my-
revolution.
Oh my gosh.
Right, and this is some carpet from the house, some extra stuff from the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's good.
Yeah. But this is it's supposed to be a 1500S, meaning it has a high compression bubble pistons in it, and it's supposed to run off of the high test gas.
And then this is running the dual Solexes, right?
Yes, dual Solexes
Okay,
on it, right,
okay,
right.
okay.
And so this is an S model car, which it's a little more
So is that what the
valuable.
S means? It has a little bit
A little bit more
oomph on-
compression and a
Okay.
little faster, a little bit more horsepower. So I kind of rebuilt and put it all back together
God, it
myself.
looks clean and good.
And like I'm a novice, I'm still reading books. I'm asking people about, with this. So, Rod could jump out of it or something could, it could blow up any minute. Today's cruise was about 30 minutes, and she ran, I had it at 75, and she was running.
75?
75, yes.
Holy cow.
Going uphill on Nolanville Hill.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh. Well, it's
And she was-
super.
yes.
I love how clean
So,
it is.
it's, you see this black trim? This goes all the way around in these early models. All the way around to the dash and connects to the dash, and all the way around back to the back side.
Is it plastic or?
Yes, it's a plastic.
Now, was this in here when you got it?
Yes, this is the way all 60 up to 65 was
Okay.
the last model where they did that trim all the way around the cars.
When Volkswagen was selling these,
Uh-huh.
they were way more expensive than a Beetle.
Oh.
Were they way more expensive?
No,
or not?
You
too
know what? I
terrible?
don't know the exact price, but I'm thinking they were like $1,800 or something like that.
Right,
you know,
and a Beetle was probably about 12 or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
So it wasn't that, but
it wasn't
still.
that bad. Yeah, but this is what was the luxury car.
Right, right.
But this car was the S model was put in like high performance cars, like the police cars and stuff of this nature.
So let's talk about that. So you have the police magnets on here. They're magnets.
yes.
This is what they would have used as a police car.
This is
in
what they
Germany?
would have used as a police car.
No
and
fooling.
they put these stopwatches on them, so if you go from point A to point B, and they time you, then they would say, they would look on this little chart and they would say 120 kilometers. He's going too fast.
So that's what that is.
Right. So and that's
Oh my gosh.
one of those chronograph things or whatever, you know.
So they didn't have radar. Well,
No,
they didn't.
no,
They have shooting radar guns so they were timing people
They were timing
from A to
people
B.
from point A to B.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
And then they would go chase after them and
Right. And another thing that this vehicle has is shoulder belts. It doesn't have the belt come across the shoulder, and that's something that you wouldn't see in those early models.
No.
They got a little light in here, you can see on your maps, and
Right.
you look at your little gross German thing, and you when you lay this down, you can write on this and do whatever you need to do. Okay.
Wow. So a little map reading light.
Right, and so they can kind of write on it and write their tickets and
He would
do all
write
this
the
kind
ticket
of
right
stuff.
there.
And then they had, now this is a toy one, when they pull up beside you and to give you that ticket, they would flash this thing right here saying stop, and when it says halt on it, halt.
Really?
And then if you're good to go, then they would give you the green light. See my submachine gun
No,
back there,
well,
my Uzi back there, my
don't
fake,
get that on tape. I mean, wait a minute. Look at that.
my fake Uzi,
Oh my gosh.
And then
is that a police officer's
Yes.
hat from Germany right there?
Yes.
Do they have like a highway patrol there, and then or is it like city?
Each county has a polarized section or whatever.
Okay, and that's
right?
how you say
Yes,
it. Polarized.
Right.
That's how you say that.
Now here's another a really cool sticker I would like for you to see, which is almost gone now, but this is from the border guards. The German response. This is kind of
okay.
1965. This is some kind of thing badged and that they get for driving.
Those medallions, that club, I've seen that. The
Right.
ADAC is some sort of, I think it's some
and of
German.
course this S is, like I said, is original. That makes it a desirable, not a car.
So let me ask you something then.
Yeah.
So what would make this different than a Squareback?
Well, this is a
It is a Squareback.
it's all a Squareback, right? But the
they
variant,
never called them variants over here. They called them Squarebacks when they brought them here.
when they brought them here, that was the American name.
Okay.
The variant was on them. Sometimes they'll have just a line right here without the word. You'll see them on the Squarebacks,
okay.
right? But they're all really variants.
They're all variants. Okay.
Yes, the fastback is called Fußheck. Fußheck.
Okay.
And the notchback is Stufenheck.
Okay.
That goes like that. And
Okay.
I bought that original from the original owner in Germany.
You're 62 that you have.
Yeah. These little lights, the park lights, I don't have them hooked up yet. But
That's a variant thing
yes,
right there, right?
Yes, on a deluxe model.
Okay.
Yes, with the chrome. Of course, it's got a little dent here, and the doors were hanging off when I bought it.
Well, it was hanging down in a creek.
Yeah, there was somebody was swinging on the doors. Yes, this is all original paint, and these are the original bumper guards. This is a very rare piece right here.
The little rubber piece on the front.
The little rubber pieces on the front. That's kind of rare. When I bought this in Europe, I had this one,
Right.
but another model. I've been doing Type 3s all my life, and stuff. I've never had a bug.
Yeah, I know. I remember you
But
had.
I've had
you
quite
had
a few
green,
buses.
that green
Yes,
bus.
Yes,
that
I've had
lime
some
green,
buses.
really
yes,
bright
yes,
colored.
some
I remember
split
that.
ones, yeah. But the Type 3s were always the best riding cars and the smoothest cars. When you lower them down, they just ride real smooth. And a roof rack, it's the original Volkswagen Type 3 roof rack, very hard to find.
Oh my gosh! Now where did you find that?
A guy just had it on the internet, and I bought it for like $100.
Oh golly!
And these things are now like $1,000 or something. And I replaced the
Put
ribs
the
in it.
new
the
oak
ribs
wood in it and everything.
But all I can tell you is, man, they're the greatest cars.
It's well, we
easy to work on.
You may not know, but we just picked up a '68 fastback.
Oh. On the fastback, if you're doing the chrome inserts around the windows on the back pop-out window, that for me was the hardest thing to do. The front windows and back windows,
Right.
they're all easy. It's pretty easy to do.
Right,
But you definitely need two people to put
Get that in.
that chrome piece in.
Well, Ira, I mean, I just, you're such a pillar in the community down here in the Volkswagen world, and you always got a
thank
good
you.
smile on your face, and you're always just I always love talking to you and just visiting with you, and just to be here and get some good details and some history on on your variant makes me happy.
Right.
It
Well,
really
look.
does.
Well, look. Before you go, I want you to take a picture of for the kids up here on my box. Make sure you get those guys there.
Isn't that the Incredibles? That guy's barely hanging on there, man. I appreciate you giving us some time tonight up here at the third Tuesday in Rylanders, and what a fun night, and just appreciate your time.
Cool, man.
As always. Thank you, Ira.
All right, man.
Thank you, buddy.
You have a good one.
Always.
And you guys have a safe trip down the highway, and I'm going to have a safe trip. I hope so. No pistons blown out, no rods.
No, we don't want that to happen tonight. Not after we talked about it all night.
All right, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Well, boys,
We had a good time tonight.
it has been a wonderful night here at Rylanders at third Tuesday in Temple.
I had onion rings.
Yeah, and what'd you think?
They were pretty awesome.
They were, yeah. Yes, Rylanders is known for their onion rings. They were delish. And so we accomplished supper tonight, boys.
No lunch. But
No lunch, no
But supper.
lunch. But what a fun night. I think they had 12, 13 Volkswagens here. They've only been putting this thing together like maybe half a year, 7, 8 months, something like that.
Well, they're consistent and they're staying strong, and people are pretty fun. We knew some of them and didn't know the other guys. But
Yep, we got
met
to,
a bunch of people.
It was wonderful. Got to talk to Ira. Always good times to talk to Ira.
Ira's-
And man, what a character. He is just the awesomest dude. I mean, he just always has a smile and is a very just happy guy. And I love that. But it's been a really fun night, and now we got to make trails south.
That's right. We got about an hour to head back down to Austin, Texas. I guess it's time to hit the road.
Is it time, boys?
Yeah, let's
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. Make sure you tell your aunts, tell your uncles, tell everybody you know about VWLIFE. This is proof in the pudding right here tonight at the third Tuesday. That if you put something together, people will start showing up. So you guys do it, man. Now the springtime's coming. Just start, post it up, and Alan and the guys here have really put this together. He's really, and it's free. He puts posts on Instagram and Facebook, and look what happens. It's a great hangout. So find you a place that's Volkswagen friendly and have you a gather.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.